Welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4, Millennium Dawn modded playthrough of the United States. Kind of wrapping up World War III as we are cleaning up the Russian front at this moment. Looks like I don't want to go to war with Europe without breaking up their territory. Like, they have too many islands, too many things just kind of like around us. So I do want to split their territory, see where we kind of stand, where all of everything kind of aligns. Looks like we have a couple $1 trillion we can pay down some of this debt we've accrued. I'm actually going to do that. And paid attention to the money situation at all. Alright, let's lower Panama as well. But a couple things we have going for us now for future wars. Our Navy is more upgraded, so we are continuing to modernize it. I'm going to swing hard for grabbing all the resources in the post-war kind of peace talks. So as long as Europe doesn't attack us from the behind again, we can then go for some of these countries like Africa, Morocco and Egypt, and then we could actually press from better regions for us to attack from. So maybe things could work out better in our favor, or more in our favor. In another war if we get to initiate it. And I'm gonna go ahead and just sink a bunch of stuff into this. Looks like we are going to take Moscow. We do have that under our control for the most part. And Europe here is closing this off. The defense down here, while working, is very slow. So we're going to go ahead and overwhelmingly attack with these forces and hope we can break them. Finally. And Europe is taking advantage of the distraction we are causing. It looks like they have cut this region into an encirclement. So you've got 2 full encirclements there. We can take Moscow. We will absolutely mess with the Russians. Looks like they're launching missiles still from this Moscow Oblast. So even taking that is just going to do a lot of work, period, for us. Looks like we are actually eliminating units. So if we can clear them out, at least on this assault somewhat, the next assault's going to be even better or more effective. I think a Marine division is already over here. So we'll go ahead and add to this. I think this should overwhelm them. Yeah, so Russia's able to retreat into Georgia. That's what I'm seeing. So these units are saved somehow. That's crazy. And then they're able to assault us? I don't buy that. Alright, so we had someone capitulate. I'm hoping they can't attack now, but I guess we'll see. I do need a replacement airborne unit, so let's get an airborne brigade made. Just one. I guess we'll have them come out of Texas. Yeah. Moscow is still holding, even though we've almost surrounded the city. These Marines are free now. So all of our Marine divisions are now free. We're actually going to ship them off to Alaska here. There's a couple places we're going to want to navally invade. Starting with this region here. Do we own all that? Yeah, we do. Okay. So we'll go from here. Another port we want to grab. Going to be right here. And then we want to take kind of this spot here. And this way we'll encircle whatever's on this island. Our backup Marines, we are going to launch from Alaska directly into Siberia. We're going to take these airfields. We'll end up pushing south from there. So let's get our Marines out of Europe. They did a lot of good work. They held the line in Serbia. I think speaks for themselves. They speak for themselves with the body of work. All these promotions and medals. Looks like convoys are getting attacked still. So they have hit our primary fleets in the waters out here. Special Operations Command. Ooh. They lost a lot of nuclear attack subs. Envoy got hit. Yep. As long as we control the choke points, all these boats eventually will end up running into our like units. Looks like Moscow is going to fall right now. So that's a territory either next to it or Moscow itself. Can't really tell. Just moving all over rather than attacking. Like they have planes, but they're all stacked up on airfields. They can't support them. And we definitely have supply issues out here in the boonies. Autonomous fire drone support finished. Makes our infantry even better, so we're gonna get enhanced night vision. They're trying decapitation strikes. It is what it is. Our offensive is kind of slowing. So let's check our air power situation. Move what we can to a different airfield. These cast planes. Yeah. Let's get 400 of these to this airfield here. We'll move 200 of these over this region. We'll move our supply. Excuse me. We have 150 size field there, but this is big enough. We can move forward. Give us more casts that we can deploy forward into this region. I don't know how many transports we have available, but I am going to see if we can add any new ones. We have AWACS. We do have enough C-130s to make a difference, so let's add 200. And we're gonna go for supplying this region here. That'll help. It's not gonna make a huge, like, the most difference we could, but it'll be enough. Yeah, we lost some in the mid-Atlantic. Some convoys. That's kind of terrible for us. Looks like divisions maybe actually making it to where they need to stage. Where are we at? Oh no, we're going through Africa, it looks like. Or the Middle East. So we're actually gonna come around through Asia. Alright. The front line is progressing. Pretty steadily. Did Moscow fall? Yes, it did. So we have taken Moscow. Their new capital, I would assume, is, yeah. So it's going to be Mansisk or Khanty-Mansisk. Like we got a new helicopter design too to work with. Who knows which one of these we use for transport versus attack. I haven't upgraded any of that. To min-max, basically you want one doing one thing, but because of our political power, money situation, and all of that, I never really messed with it. So we are at a little bit of a disadvantage. from some of the standpoint of how good America can actually be. Yeah, I would really prefer us taking that missile silo to some of these other movements of forces. What is sitting here? Special operations? Alright, yeah. Let's go have them just strike this section. Lost a sub for a convoy. I'll take it. Got beat down by one of our carrier groups. Just a scout took them out. That sucks for them. Our convoy got lost. That's definitely not cool. Yeah, and we're gonna basically. It looks like all our units are just gonna walk through these hills from SOCOM's group. Equipment wise, what are we short? Transport helis and IFVs, of course. Looks like Panama can get annexed shortly. And let's keep paying down some of this debt. Because we're still paying 7 billion on the debt. Even though our interest rate is nothing. Still paying 7 billion. That is insane. Alright, we're gonna work on this, and then we'll go for artillery systems. I imagine all these are just gonna be Russian subs that can't repair anywhere, eventually going down. These new man pads will help. I really haven't deployed our strategic bombers as heavily as I probably should have. And this pocket, if they are able to hold, would be nice to take all that. Let's check their airfields. Looks like they do have a significant number of planes in the area still. We do have a encirclement here. This is what I was working for. So we can eliminate these super promoted, super durable tanks. And IFE divisions. And you can kind of tell we're down below like 40% of our supply for our units. They've just been getting ate up. Over time. Alright, so this isn't really working as an assault right now. So let's go ahead and help this out. We're going to push these into the Caspian Sea region. and go for the full-on offensive to knock out their supply lines. Marines passing through the Philippines right now. Everyone is getting into position. Primary assaults and defenses looks like they're going okay as units are walking through. I am going to do a realignment here for these forces from European Command. So let's go ahead and wipe everything. They got peeled off. Redo this front line. Put the offensive again back up here. And go for the full assault again. But this time, with some of these units that have actually been sitting there, I think they probably have more supply. That's probably okay. They might be a little better off. Yeah, it looks like we are starting to be able to wrap this war up a little bit. We did get pressure down on the bottom with those new forces. The southern front is getting pushed. Yep. We can actually move. That's like 400 planes. I don't see an airfield big enough. But I do see two that are approximately big enough. We're going to move half our fighters up here. So our F-22s. And we're going to split these wings. I want 200 of them down here. All right. And with this, yeah, we can provide some air superiority up further up north and to further this control region. All our aces. Dallas. We got it. And then this supply needs to go up here. Let's see, we have heavy lift craft. About 170 or 150, sorry. We're gonna move these into the Black Sea region. And further supply this area where we're short. Huge supply deficits. Alright, so that should help us out. Should push these offensives that are in the north faster. Alright, so we're in these mountains. I want to go to this next mountain range. We're going to assign their offensive region to here. And to the Urals. I believe that's what this is. And I really don't care if it's a superior enemy or not. But we'll just sit on that attack plan for now. See how it goes. We should be grinding down Russian equipment very quickly. I don't know why there's a break here. What is going on with this? Is this because of the water? I would assume it's because of this water all around, but very strange. Yeah, and they've stacked so many units, they don't have anything to kind of defend their southern flank. Naval patrol planes are hitting stuff. That's interesting. Lost a sub. 2 subs, sorry. And we're getting clearance on a lot of nuclear subs. Yep. So Europe is pushing through. They've lost a lot of their primary ports. Okay, let's check on kind of the battle situation for SOCOM. Not everyone's in position. A lot of these troops are actually getting into position. That's good. Our Marines. Go ahead and get some more medals. Yeah, I don't like them attacking the region. That means they're aggressive. Thailand, yeah, we're not doing sanctions. I'm not putting us into a war in Asia right now. I may have to, but not right now. Give them the Medal of Honor. Alright, so these Marines are promoted. They're in position. Do we have our other Marines in position? Attack helis, light tanks, armored personnel carriers, light tanks, MLRS, suicide drones, MLRS, maybe underperforming. Let's see. Do I even have MLRS designs? I don't think I do. That would be why it's underperforming. We're not even making them. Let's look at vehicles. Do we have... Yeah, we can just go ahead. Light tanks, self-propelled artillery. General Dynamics LS. I don't know what the LS stands for. LSC or... consumer? I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and say they're going to make our MLRS and self-propelled artillery systems that we have been slacking on here. So let's go ahead and bump these up ahead of the ships. Didn't realize we weren't making any, which is a huge oversight on my part. So let's bump those. I'm not going to make a lot of them. We don't need a lot. We just need enough. And it looks like resource commitment is nothing for at least this model. I don't even need these really. I don't think we have self-propelled artillery anywhere. These get sketchy because of the precious metals. Let's see, what else am I missing? Yeah, we do have anti-air, I know that. Yeah, Raytheon. Missiles. So this is cruise missiles. We're not making SAMs. We probably should be. So let's go ahead and make SAMs. Last ditch thing. I don't really care about it that much. Keep sinking subs that are trying to stop our supplies. And troop movements. We are working our way around the Caspian Sea. Go ahead and keep going. The spearhead through Russia. Alright. I'm going to imagine at least our marine groups here are fine. Where are other... Okay, so this battle plan... probably not going to work on its own, but we do have support, which is underrated. These are actually approaching the landing area. That's good. So we're going to get off this island and go ahead and do our naval invasion. So Atu is good to launch. Do have some medals here we can expend points on. Let's get the Medal of Honor. And we are going to annex Panama. So we have annexed Panama. We do control Panama Canal now. So we should actually get a buff. We got the Space Force going. Yeah, see, we're just better at attacking. Yeah, I think there's a symbol for this. We're definitely a superpower now. We'll probably lose that. So, let's see if we can see the symbol. We have electrical grid damage from the strikes against us. But who cares? It's all material. We can replace it. I think I saw it. Panama Canal Authority right there. So we get a construction speed bonus and additional income of 50 million. So there you have it. The construction speed bonus is actually kind of nutty. Influence in the region. as we continue to pay down our debt. We do need to talk about influence. So definitely Cuba. We definitely need to take over Cuba. Just so we can solidify the Gulf of North America here as the naval and financial hub of the continent. So let's see. Got roads pretty much everywhere except here. Because of Europe. I blame Europe. Everyone has internet. They already had internet. They've got radar. They've got SHORAD to some extent, but not what we need. We are going to give missile launch sites so that we can put SAMs specifically into these regions. We want more naval yards, naval bases as well. Those are already built. I want this whole area to be naval bases. We want to have rail lines throughout the entirety of Panama. Because we're going to have them go into South America because we are going for South America too. All the Americas. Land forts. We can add a couple there. Sea forts. Looks good. Unassigned divisions. We did get more units because we took over Panama, actually. We're gonna go ahead and throw them into that force. I think these land units here actually I might pull out though. We're gonna throw them in a NOCOMs unit. And we'll just take these infantry and do that. So these will go to NOCOM. But I think he can actually, no, he is 18 still. So 18 units. We'll move anything that's damaged extremely badly. So these 5 are subject. We can pull 4 out. 4 of these are going to go back to NOCOM control. All right. And then we're actually going to move this down to the Yucatan Peninsula. And let's check our naval invasions. It should be coming through. Let's go ahead and activate the northern section. That should be pretty quick. Just a direct access point. This one's long. It's kind of terrible. Alright, so we are going to strike these ports directly. That's good. Looks like there are Russian units still back on the east side here of their forces or fronts. Alright, so we took the port. Alright, so we're just going to walk up. Want more airfields if we can grab them. So we have 50 planes worth of control there we can have. We do have strikes there. Let's see. What do we have here? This is a fighter wing. We're going to move that here. We're going to throw that into this region, and we're going to give them air superiority mission. So Far Eastern Russia. We need to take this airfield. And that will give us some modicum of control. Our equipment situation is very dire. Looks like Kazakhstan is falling pretty fast. We are approaching their airfield over there. Let's check our air superiority. We do still need to control a lot of these regions, so can't get a bit up yet. We only have 2 naval patrol planes left. Man, Europe did shred that. They did a lot of work there. That's crazy. Alright, what do we have here? We have planes doing nothing. Airborne. So these are carrier craft. These are heavy lift. They can't actually reach. Alright, let's maybe move these. See, where's our airfields? 300 something? I don't know how many are there. Multi-role rings. This makes me think it's carrier stuff that got deleted. I don't know. These look like old carrier fighter wings too. Not great. Not digging it, but it's there. Alright, so we do control everything. Right now, let's go ahead and get these moving. We're going to give them the offensive orders to take the missile site, and not that much. We just want them to take this missile site. And then if these can, we want to take this section here. We're going to go ahead with these orders. We do have this northern invasion done, and we want to push down all the way to these islands. So we're going to get rid of this front. Make a new front. And if we can, press it here somewhere. So, we want all those airfields. Let's check recruitment. I want to say our light infantry we were making, I thought we were making 8, but I guess 5 is okay. We're going to deploy all of those early. They get their own. Yeah, so we're gonna throw them all into this unit. We're giving them an infantry guy, who's this guy. And we're gonna send them to the front, which is gonna be here. So they get to go fight in Siberia. As much as they're gonna enjoy that. Okay. So we have the first Marine groups here. We're gonna go ahead and work on this. Their orders are going to be to push to this point. So we're going to expand our control along this coastline. And looks like Europe is going to have an encirclement up here with some significant forces. That's good. They'll be able to move down afterwards. Our special forces look like they're doing work in these hills. So that's good as well. And this is what I always worry about. Our units here, I can't even see them. Love that. So I have this in Marine Command. It's really Asia Command. We're gonna call this ACOM. No, because that's Africa. AI Command. That's appropriate, right? Alright. Let's go ahead and delete everything we have. They're just going to be in this northern section for all intensive purposes right now. Yeah, and then we'll go ahead and push this to the end. I don't know what happens with that, but we'll see. All right, we'll let it do its thing. The Pack 5 is done, so that's our air superiority stuff, or SAMs, surface to air missiles. Where are units? Yeah, so they'll get on boats shortly. They'll be across the sea, and they'll be coming into this port. Yeah, we want to take this port as well. Some other things to note. We are going to want to upgrade kind of our access points. Let's go ahead and upgrade these ports. They already have existing rail lines. Large ship, low on strength. So they got a hit on one of our carriers probably. Or a cruiser. Yeah, cruiser got hit. I don't see the carrier taking damage. So that's good, but it was a cruiser. And yeah, destroyer's pretty damaged as well. So one of our more modern fleets got really, really hit. That's been a lucky torpedo strike. Anyway. The fighting looks like it's going okay up in the north. I think most of these units are hitting water soon. Yeah, so we maximize our intelligence. I'm definitely going to max diplomatic training. We do need to get that. Check. Where are our forces headed? Yeah, so we definitely want to clear some of this as well. We just took another port, so we get good supply. Yeah, the biggest issue on this eastern flank is going to be supply for these units that are attacking. We don't have the airfields right now. Or the rail lines built up. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and add another factory here. Both IFVs and attack choppers, things that we are significantly behind on. Like our primary forces are pushing through though. This is good movement. Forces. Special Operations Command should be doing the most work. Those are our most healthy units. And we're approaching mountainous territory. Yep. And we are walking through these southern island chains to get all these airfields. That's also very helpful. Naval battles. Uzbekistan, really? Was not expecting Uzbekistan to take some hits on us from way in the center of Asia. Alright, well, we should be getting more supply. So what we are going to need are rail lines to support all this. Let's go ahead, connect that as disjointed as that is. We're going to build supply bases on this front. And here in the center, that's a hub. We're going to put another port on that. Where are we? Here. We'll go ahead and build all that. And that'll kind of reinforce what we got going on to some extent. It won't provide enough, but it'll provide a drop in the bucket. Okay, so Uzbekistan here is at war with us. They are doing naval strikes. We are going to take their land. Yeah, as we fight our way through all the Stan regions and Russia, it's like interior. And can you go to actually mainland Japan from here? It looks like you can. Just island hop. Yep. all those units are gonna make it. Let's see our recruitments. Can I early deploy these? Not for a minute. Alright, priority. Low priority. Low priority. Upgrades. Reinforcements are high. Yeah, they've pulled all their units for the region. We really need to cut this off either here or here. And then I can use these Marines up north. Alright, let's check out our supply map for a second. So they did actually have a hub there. We're doing a little better as we've taken control now. So that should help us push again. We also built the port. So I bet we get some combat movement. I do want to see this rail line push forward and connected with this one. And then along this coast, I think another naval yard would help us out. Right, as we finish up, we can early research a lot of this. Especially these actual holes. Stealth destroyers, cruisers. We are getting the carrier already. I'm not gonna early research that, but maybe some of these like nuclear reactors and such. Alright, they are not attacking, so let's go ahead and just manually do it and end that unit. We do have reinforcements up in this northern flank. I do imagine... Yeah, we may just land here and grab it. Let's get an offensive going just to take these two territories. Alright, looks like we got the islands we wanted. So these should be free now to do a swing from this northern flank. So we'll go ahead and double reinforce this. Alright, where's our construction? We're gonna go ahead and build those. Rail line. Yeah, if we get a line onto here, and from here, make this a size 10 port. Pretty sure that's it. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and bump that up in our plans. Be the last thing before all the repairs. And we'll go ahead and get some real supplies to our forces, which will allow us to push this front line. Yep. So they are attacking our naval yard up north with that. They're going to run out of ability to do so, though. Nothing to worry about. And we did acquire a lot more resources, so pay down some debt just for fun. And we're going to bump our production even more. More helis. I think a lot of our divisions are at risk because of helis. More IFVs. Yeah, and this is the end of this because we were able to cut off their reinforcing from both sides. So all those trapped units are dead. They're going to be eliminated. Armor. We don't have anything left to research, so now it's just artillery systems. Get max ammo. Or more modern ammo. So we can make our MLRS upgrades we need to make. I'm not sure I need to do anything here. We'll wait it out for a second. Go ahead and check on... Yep, we got a major encirclement here. Looks like they've tried to push out of it. So we're gonna go ahead and close this off. Just push these back, these prongs. And... probably defend there. These we're actually gonna assault with. And we're just gonna keep assaulting so that they have to defend. They can't support anything, so they can't roll their units, and then we can get encirclements tightened up. Looks like they are stacking all of that. This is now encircled, so we'll get the elimination on these. Go ahead and do that. Speed that process up. Those are eliminated. We're gonna assault this city. Like those units are moving in. They are trying to reinforce all that, so that's kind of unique. We're gonna keep pressing into that city. And what do we have here? Oh, man. Are we at war or are we chill? They're violating our territorial integrity again. It cannot stand that Europe gets away with this over and over and over again. Like, I was gonna end this, and I probably am, but my god, can it get more interesting? Alright, I'm gonna pause it here. How long does this war goal last? So we have 2 years to make a decision on whether or not we want to attack Europe immediately after destroying Russia. So once Russia is mostly conquered, if Russia capitulates to us with this much territory, I have to evaluate our position whether or not we can defend those pockets. So let's look at the situation. I would need forces here, 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 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fronts that I would have to cover. plus whatever happens with the naval invasions and all that jazz, and how well their navy's built up over this time. 2 years is quite a long time, though. So, anyway, thanks for watching. I'll catch everyone on the next episode.